Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nick's ring is rejected by Brooke, and Electra is prepared for Will. While Electra Forrester has some bedroom news for Will Spencer, Brooke Logan will turn down Nick Marone's ring. According to the bold and the beautiful, Nick just took out the ring he intended to pop the question with in Italy at Forrester Creations. Throughout the episode, Nick will express his continued desire for a future with Brooke and his willingness to commit to marriage if she permits it. Brooke will be grateful for this impressive gesture, but her life is in Los Angeles. Brooke will turn down Nick's ring as they say their goodbyes since she can't leave him for a new chapter. With Electra, she will be touched by Will's tolerance and devotion for her. Will can see why Electra has pressed the bedroom brakes since she recently opened up about the problem she's been having due to Remy Price and all the deepfake drama. But on Thursday's broadcast, Electra will make a significant choice. Electra will determine she's ready to make the risky decision to sleep with Will for the first time at that point. When Will hears Electra's updates, he will be cautiously optimistic. Will be excited in part, but he will also want to be sure Electra is truly comfortable with this. Will would never want to put Electra under any kind of pressure, but she will assure him that's not how she feels. Electra will maintain that she's okay now and ready to move into the next exciting stage of their relationship. It appears that Will and Electra will begin organizing a really special evening in light of everything said above. Will might guarantee that he'll go above and beyond to make their next night together unforgettable. Taylor Hayes will then be concerned about Rich Forrester and Brooke's emotional bond, particularly after he saved her life in Naples. Despite her best efforts to keep the conversation about their impending nuptials, Taylor will become more and more worried about Ridge's inner turmoil. Taylor will be curious about the change that occurred in Italy and the extent of Ridge's attachment to Brooke. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor will continue to hold out hope of reuniting with Ridge as his wife, but her future will not be bright. Ridge covers Taylor's suspicious and Electra's intimacy. Here are some spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate that Electra Forrester will be prepared to go forward with Will Spencer in tomorrow's episode. Additionally, Taylor Hayes starts to question Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester's role in Italy. Let's discuss the upcoming developments in the CBS soap drama as you continue reading. Let's begin with Taylor, who made the decision to begin wedding preparations while Ridge was in Italy. Of course, Ridge told her that it was all up to her, and that she could arrange a date. That's a pretty poor indication that he doesn't want to be involved in the wedding and doesn't care about it. In any event, during Wednesday's episode, Ridge appeared ready to tell Taylor the truth about Italy. But then Kelly Spencer in and began to talk endlessly about the wedding that was coming up. You may anticipate that once Kelly leaves the room in Thursday's episode, Ridge will begin to tell Taylor the truth. But it appears like Taylor has been thinking a lot during Ridge and Brooke's trip to Italy. Taylor informs him that Brooke's future isn't with Ridge in a weekly preview clip. Taylor continues by saying that she will not be removing her engagement ring. According to teasers for tomorrow's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra recently confided in Will about Remy Price. She then discussed how, despite the fact that her face, not her body, is being used for manipulation, she felt violated on social media. Electra completely changes her mind after Will consents to wait for her. Abruptly, she makes the decision that she is prepared to move forward with Will. Electra said, though, that she would never be able to go over Luna Nozawa's behavior. Now that Luna is awake, Lee Finnegan may not be afraid of her running away, but perhaps she should. Luna overheard Lee discussing weaning Sheila Carter Sharp off of the morphine. Then Luna found herself reliving her fantasies about Will. Would Luna be able to sneak out and cause some harm? Will and Electra's first night together be impacted? Given that everyone believes Electra is dead, is it possible that Luna gaslighted her? What is the plot thread you are most excited to follow? Ridge struggles as Nick pops the question. Brooke told Eric, Donna, and Katie how Ridge saved her life in the CEO's office. Ridge recalled assuring Brooke that he was going to mend their relationship while they were on the boat. They simply expressed gratitude that Liam would be all right after discussing how Grace had defrauded him. Brooke inquired as to whether Ridge meant that he had to see someone when he mentioned he had somewhere to be. Brooke informed Eric and her sisters that something had happened with Ridge during their time in Italy after he had departed. Brooke was preoccupied, but Katie wanted to speak business. After telling her that everything will work out if she gave Ridge a little more time, Eric and Donna departed. When she was by herself, Katie expressed her relief to Brooke. Saying he wanted to see how Brooke was doing, Nick entered the room. He went on, "I also wanted to clarify a few things." After giving them some space, Katie walked out of the office. Although Nick was devastated by the event, Brooke assured him that he wasn't at blame. Nick stated that Brooke's well-being was the most crucial factor. Nick informed Brooke that he sent Tomas to check on her and report back instead of going to the hospital to avoid making a scene with Ridge. Now that he knew she was alright, Nick volunteered to leave LA. Nick raged over Ridge being with Taylor already, but Brooke reassured him that Ridge wasn't at the office. Brooke asked Nick what he had planned on the boat before everything went wrong, as he seemed to have hinted at it. Nick declared his love for Brooke and took out the engagement ring. "I also love you," Brooke sobbed. After doing Kelly's hair at the Forrester estate, Taylor informed her that she wanted to create her dress. When Ridge got home, he was delighted to see Kelly and gave Taylor a greeting kiss. Italy, he claimed, was nearly as lovely as his two favorite girls. Kelly suggested that he take Grandma there on their honeymoon. Taylor informed Kelly about their beginnings and their first journey to St. Thomas, and she expressed her hope that they may visit there instead. As Taylor described how she discovered her ring in a treasure chest in the sand that Ridge had buried, Ridge grinned. Ridge was persuaded to go on their honeymoon to St. Thomas by Kelly, who thought the narrative was fantastic. Taylor mentioned that Ridge had saved Brooke's life after Kelly had left the room. Ridge informed her that the fashion presentation and the trip had gone well until Nick arrived. Ridge complained that Nick wanted to take Brooke out on a boat, even though he understood it was a work vacation. He told the story of the accident in flashbacks. Taylor turned to talk about Brooke and Kelly when he wanted to discuss Ridge's feelings about saving her. Taylor informed Ridge that she began organizing their wedding while he was away. Although Ridge was taken aback, Taylor observed that he believed it was a logical next step. Ridge's grin dimmed. "You seem to be having difficulties," Taylor remarked. Ridge expressed to her his belief that Brooke had passed away in front of him. Ridge claimed she had no idea, while Taylor concurred that such a significant event can have an effect. "I get it, Ridge, but please don't let Brooke use this," she begged. He promised that it would end the harmful cycles with Brooke. Taylor reminded him, adding that she was likely also using Nick as leverage. "Being controlled is so much worse than you are." With no irony, Taylor informed Ridge, "You deserve a life with someone who loves and respects you." She brought up the occasion when she questioned him about his desire to marry him in St. Thomas. "You claimed that the most significant woman in your life was me, the sole female, and that you cherished me," Taylor said. "I love you, Ridge, just as much as I did that day, if not more." Ridge declared his love for her. After interrupting and making fun of them for being mushy, Kelly gave Ridge a hug and expressed her excitement for their wedding. Ridge appeared torn. Will and Electra discussed Brooke and Liam in the design office and expressed their relief that they were doing well. Will assured Electra that she could discuss the things she had experienced with Remy with him. She acknowledged that she was still having trouble with everything. Will comforted her by saying he could take as much time as she needed because he understood that she was processing. Electra admitted to Will that she had overcome the difficulties of returning to social media following the deepfake occurrences. She claimed that while it increased her confidence in her relationship with Will, it also made her more careful about certain things. But she asked him to hold off until they had sex. Will reassured her that there was no rush or pressure, but when he gave her a hug, his face conveyed disappointment. Thomas has returned to his rightful place. When Matthew Atkinson hinted at his impending return to the CBS studios, the speculations began. Given everything that has transpired with Steffi, Ridge and Taylor, his reappearance is greatly required. When Thomas announced his engagement to Paris Buckingham, he was the last person to appear on the show. The pair returned to their current residence in Europe. After Hope rejected numerous of Thomas's marriage offers, he left without warning. She and Carter are now engaged. Surprisingly, she only needed to ask him one question to say yes. Will Thomas return with a flaming heart for Hope or with Paris at his side? The announcement that Atkinson would be returning has caused a stir on social media. The majority of the response happened on Twitter. Though there were some unfavorable remarks, The majority of responses were positive. The majority of the criticism is on how Thomas and Hope first became involved, when he became fixated on her and attempted to end her marriage to Liam. However, Thomas is not always viewed as the villain. Please keep Hope Logan away from Thomas this time, someone commented. Some admirers thought Hope had previously played too much with Thomas's emotions. Right now, there may not be a chance for reconciliation. On the other hand, some fans wish for Thope to reunite. With any luck, Atkinson's comeback won't be a brief one. I hope Matthew Atkinson's return as Thomas Forrester is permanent, one admirer commented.